pretty cool.
Alright. Just break and dismount and hold the camera.
I'm used to the
just take the camera. I'll take it off this. How did it feel?
Rad.
It does feel kind of weak. Hey. It feels a little better, bro. I don't know if people intentionally do shit to make it better, but it feels a little better.
Your front rim is so bent.
It's so bent, I know.
Hello.
Watch out for the neighbor.
Dude, your front rim is so bent.
Bro, 90% of what I have to do sometimes is look at that.
Just gotta move these things around, dude.
I take up too much space, bro. I have to figure out how to put them on the roof. Alright, here, pause the video, The roof. Careful, careful. Jesus, bro, that thing cost me an arm and a leg, bro. No, it's like... So the thing about personal electric vehicles that they don't tell you in school is that there is a difference in weight classes. So counter steering on a 80-pound unicycle is going to be different than counter steering on a 100-pound motorcycle or monocycle, and counter steering on a 100-pound one is going to be different from a 110-pound one, and a 110-pound unicycle is going to steer differently from a 120-pound unicycle. So in my career of personal electric vehicle riding, I have ridden probably about 5 different electric vehicles. I've ridden the Nikola Plus, the $1,000 electric unicycle. I rode the T4. I rode the Master, the EX30, the Master Pro, and I've ridden the M10 Mini. So within the gyroscopic realm of the electric bike, counter steering is a productive action that you are able to ride the electric bike smoothly, like it's a skateboard, or like it's a car, or like it's a Harley Davidson motorcycle, as opposed to something that you just bought and put together in your garage, which is exactly what a personal electric vehicle is. So here is my micro model of the electric bike, and here I drew my arrows. So I'm treating it kind of like a test, where like an open note test, where I take my notes, but I also kind of draw it out and explain it, and I create the problem. So the problem is making the 180-degree turn on the bike, and the solution is to counter steer and balance out the turn perfectly so that you can ride it back and dismount it and park it the way it was. So this is kind of my miniature representation sketch of the electric bicycle front tire and how the handlebars are perpendicular to the front tire, but they also intersect with the front tire. So when you're steering the 180-degree angle, you have to be really careful so that the back tire, look, I'm gonna, it's too. So when you are riding your electric bike or your electric scooter or your electric skateboard or any personal electric vehicle, the way between the front tire and leaning on your heels, I think you're supposed to lean on your heels when you're going to perform a counter steering turn. But I know that because I've been doing skateboarding coaching for 7+ years. So I know to some degree that when you're making a U-turn on a skateboard or on a bike or on a car, you have to have a certain level of mobility, visibility, and agility/coordination. So again, the word is counter steering, and it applies for bikes, it applies for cars, it applies for electric scooters and electric skateboards and electric unicycles, which are my personal favorite. But look, so basically this is a really rinky-dinky drawing of an electric bike. So counter steering has something to do with the gyroscopic mobility of the electric bike. So it has to do with the gyroscopic mobility of the e-bike, and it has to do with the centripetal force and the intersection of the angles between the 90-degree angle and the 180-degree angle. Because if you are going at a 180-degree turn, you cannot be perpendicular. So again, I'm not saying that it's an easy thing to do, but I'm saying if you're going to be a top-level skateboarder, and if you're going to be a top-level athlete that rides personal electric vehicles to commute on a daily basis, this small tactic right here is going to have to become second nature for you. But if you're not an enthusiast, if you're not an adrenaline-loving, outdoor, sportsy, outgoing person, then this video probably is not even for you, to be honest. So you see how in order to steer the right turn, you have to lean a certain amount on the front side and on the back side for the bike, which is here. I like both of them. I don't really know which one I like better, but today I wanted to bring you guys another counter steering video. I'm going to try to enunciate the word of the day, which I already made a video about in the past. But the thing about counter steering that I like is that I can't really fully explain it, and I can't really fully understand it. So by making this video, I am not just teaching you how to do counter steering, but I'm also learning the science of it along with the viewers, which is like kind of a interesting time that we're living in. Counter steering is pushing in the direction that you want to turn when you decide to make the turn. Because motor vehicles and electric vehicles are a little bit delicate when it comes to this thing called centripetal force. Over here I'm walking to my skateboard. Oh shoot. I guess I don't have my skateboard in here. Let's find it. I'm just in the garage. So I figured out that counter steering, in my opinion, is kind of the missing link between It's kind of like the missing link between using the force and actually pushing something with your hand.